Hey guys, this is the Revolutionary Male. My name is Alex. I just did a video from Madame Noir on the 7 reasons why nice guys finish first. And during that video, I remembered a particular personal experience that I've had that illustrates how bad it is, or how common it is that women do not look at anything from the male gaze, from the male perspective. They only ever think about anything from their own perspective. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you a little story about one of my own experiences. So I knew this nurse who I worked with at one time, who was a coworker of mine. And let's say her name was Jane, because I don't have permission to use her actual first name. And at one point, Jane came to me and said that she had this woman that she wanted me to introduce me to. And let's call this woman I don't know, Ashley. Jane and Ashley. So let's say Jane comes to me and says she wants me to meet this woman named Ashley, who is also a nurse. And she asked me if, she told me that she'd already shown Ashley my picture, and that there might be some interest from this woman, Ashley. And me being the kind of person that I am, why turn down an opportunity to have an experience? I try to look at all experiences, every kind of encounter or interaction as learning experiences. And it could be good fodder for my own amusement. Anyway, so Jane tells me that this woman is 37 years old and has a 2-year-old daughter. And for those of you who don't know, because I don't think I've ever said it in any video, but I'm 34. And Jane asked me if that was something I was opposed to, dating an older woman. And I said, well, it's not something I'm opposed to in principle. It's just that those women have to work harder, to get my attention, to keep my attention. And I didn't say this to Jane, but they have to work harder to get and keep my attention because they're not as desirable to me. I like younger women. I'm a man. What can I say? So this woman, and this is the amazing part, as kind of a selling point from Jane's perspective, which is amazing and just shows you how bad that this dynamic is. Jane actually told me that this woman Ashley needs a good man in her life because her daughter's father is some loser who is an active addict in a different state. And this is apparently a selling point to Jane. This is apparently a great selling point for her. To me, I'm supposed to think about that as fantastic, wonderful idea. Here is, a baby mama who I could come in and white knight and save. That's their perspective. That's how they see these things. So I didn't say anything about that. I just looked at a picture of this woman and she was, fine. She was cute enough in the face anyway. And when I had an opportunity later to look at more of her pictures, I saw that she's a bit overweight. So she's an overweight baby mama whose baby daddy is an active addict living in a different state. That's what I'm worth, apparently, in Jane's mind. But here's the best part. It never even occurred to her in any capacity, to look at her friend from my point of view as a man, or in what I want, what I like, and what I'm attracted to. Never considered it for a moment. Instead, she's looking at it from her point of view and her friend's point of view and what's best for her friend. And what's best for her friend is to bring some sucker in there who can't do any better, apparently, so that he'll, act as a safety net for this woman and her poor choices. That's the way they look at this stuff, guys. They never look at it from the man's point of view. If she had offered me a 25-year-old, young, attractive woman, that would be looking at it from my point of view. But that's not what she offered me. And being the kind of guy I am, and the experience is an interesting learning experience, and it's something knowledge I can share with other men, and plus it enlightens me too, to have these interactions, to have these encounters, and to see the way that they play out. The best part of all of this is I contacted this woman and I spoke to her for like a week or so. This woman was so friggin' boring. Flat affect. I'm working my ass off to try and make the conversation playful and fun, and she's having none of it. She's got nothing. She can't make jokes. She doesn't even like make it seem like she's laughing at any of the material that any of my material, any of my jokes. And at that point I had realized, well, this woman isn't ready to date. She's still likely caught up on her baby daddy, who in her mind is like the perfect guy for her probably. And think about it. This woman's 37 years old. 37 years old with a 2-year-old kid. So, I decided that what was likely going to happen was that I'm going to ask this woman out for a date. And here, what will happen is she'll agree to it in theory, but won't follow through in practice. And so nothing will occur. So this woman lived with her mother, who came up from Florida, apparently, to help her take care of her daughter. So think about that also for a second. If this was a guy, a single daddy, living with his mom, so that his mom could help raise his kid, because the kid's mother was off in some other state getting high, that guy would be considered a loser by most women. But because it's a woman, this is a woman in need of saving, and worthy of like some kind of Prince Charming coming in and saving her. So we compared. I got this woman to compare her schedule with mine so that we could determine what day would be best to get together and meet up. And she said that she would have to talk with her mother about whether or not her mother would be able to babysit her daughter. And then the woman never brought it up again. We continued to talk for a few days, but Ashley never again mentioned whether or not she had even spoken with her mother about the date. So I just stopped talking to her. But that's how this works, guys. That's how bad it is out there. That a woman like this, a woman who believes, whose friend is, who believes she's, she needs to enlist some good, decent fella to come along and save her from her poor choices. Never for a moment considering what it is that I might want as a single man. And that's the reality. That's the reality of modern dating as a single man. So I never went back to Jane and asked her what the hell was going on with this. I just let it go because there's really no point here. It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy. It's a waste of your attention. That's stuff that you can invest elsewhere and get more for your bang, more bang for your buck, so to speak. Well, guys, that's it. That's the story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. If you have anything that you'd like to comment on, please go ahead and do so in the comment section below. Hit the like button or the dislike button if you'd like. If you have anything you want to contact me directly to share, my email address is therevolutionarymail@gmail.com. Again, my name is Alex. This has been The Revolutionary Mail, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.